We display Kush, cannabis sativa commonly called jamba, tramadol, and ecstasy. And then for
PEKIN A stand for
West Agency. No, reason. Now, this is now Kush. This is now 1 ounce. The market value for this now 5 million units. For this now the blue line with the wrap. The wrap stand this from this one we buy. The wrap this one we see so inside 5,000 units for one. So then they sell them 5,000 units for one. Then this and they call them 5G. Under the ecstasy, so you get different colors. This one 50 millions or 50,000 millions. And then this is for different colors for
one single.
For one tablet. This they take and put inside drinks, or you charm them anywhere you want to take them, for as long as you enter inside the system. So this now it gets in use. Then they call them 5G because it's expensive. You need to go for more. They call them gladi. Or come local, the local name they give 5G.
Inside today's edition of the program Good Morning Saloon, we look at the effect we Kush get on young people and same way so the impact we get on the country human resource. For sake of that, inside the program I want to welcome Andrew Jaya Kaikai, the Executive Director, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Saloon.
Good morning.
Well, same way so inside the program we expect the head of police media inside the program, and also we expect the deputy head of transnational organized crime units to go on the program. But meanwhile inside the program quick we go online and listen to young people and way they take drugs and the impact we get on them as Radio Democracy get the sound of them people here where they take push.
Because of the Kush have to make a commoner. They were and you know every day in the country for good now. But because of the Kush they can go now.
For one that's what they just something and you think the captain before you don't come show everything. You see the leg, you don't swear for the past months now, and you use them like you use them before. Insurance can just go for back to work. So can normally use some back to them, but now for you get time to work, chef and get time. They can use it. And they will take care of themselves.
The people that they do they don't say that because they don't something for the Kush and they can't go out from the Kush and they can't.
Push me away. Some make a because of this Kush. I'm not really arguing this thing because I'm a kid taking out this thing. I don't need to talk to my men talk to the parents and going and say to talk to me because then they talk to me. It's similar like me and my boss, me and David. I don't make time. I don't really take to make time to mind.
I don't know about this Kush and I'm going to I get me police there, whether they smoke, I go inside it. Sir, I don't get no benefit. He said this Kush, I don't get no benefit. We say safe one, but I don't know. I don't pray for you. I like to give you a chance to look at them. Definitely,
What is Kamasa? I don't smoke Kush up to 7 years. Nothing way I didn't try for them because I've been doing fast 3 days. Not oversight this drug here. He woke me, I've been all left up to 2 months. But I see my colleagues saying they smoke, so maybe I can't jam the fitness can have made back. But they try to pray to Allah, then pull me for this Kush game. James Bangura. I then they spy we, only able left the Kush here. They carry Kush for me. We smoke some of we, they come back, some of we push some food. The man
if they release them, some of them left
Well, that's now some how the people they take a drug is the program as you get from them. Pick one where they go and listen to Kumra them, what in this mean to them as then picking them engaged in Kush.
Now, Kush not affecting us. The Baba, I put a salary school. It is SS1, Baba SS2. 2 years complete. And they pay for my name. Now, why they come on a Kush? If you grow, you do more, take pot, take Mataudo, take Nicholas, why they wear. Now, nothing another. That's why I want to pass at the like the governor said. I'm paying the right and
I know they cry. The moment we need that tomorrow, they smile there, the man will sleep. How they sleep? I went to the country. Because I don't be sorry, I know they cry.
I also wish you were identical and put it in sweat and kind of food. But come on, I'm not for the drugs. But the main problem is not that they have to do something to the class and I who say they come on that is time for something they look at them. That's not the main thing when they have to do. This is past the word to me because they feel that we are being seen and not even know
the power for left these drugs. We pay more for Una, we are sorry for Una. Una that they here, now Boko people they go back to. Not of course in the money, like your money, like your sufferness. He tell me say, he went on a power, now for help former, now for man for in a soap in the column.
In a good construction, very cheap for very sister, definitely Kush, not this one, not sorry for you. They are fair, do not system. The chemical they use for the senior, the day at the border there, you are very the senior. The chief girl who started for the not show money. Because on the one they put the television, but the water that blocks this in the system, so that will let.
The program is still listening to Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As you don't get from the affected way they take the Kush, and same way so Kumra them way then picking they take the Kush. Today inside today's edition of the program Good Morning Salon, we they talk about the impact of Kush on young people them, and waiting a mean for the human resource of the country. Earlier inside the program we don't introduce the Executive Director, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Winner Andrew Jayakakai. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Good morning.
And same way, so inside the program, we want to welcome Head of Police Media, Winner Assistant Commissioner of Police, Brima Kamara. Good morning and welcome to the program. And same way, so inside the program, I want to welcome Assistant Superintendent of Police Aliyu Mansare, Deputy Head of Transnational Organized Crime Unit na the Salon Police we Natuku. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Welcome.
Yes, we start with the Executive Director na the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and Jaya Kakai as the NDLA, wherein they call the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Salon, established inside 2008 as through an act of Parliament, we then call the Drug Control Act for serve as agency we go fight against drug, investigate crime we related to drug, and self-develop policy them for fight against this drug na the country. Well, the Executive Director we na Andrew Jayakakai done the worker from community to communities, then especially the PEV community them, to for talk to young people them. With the rate of the Kush intake na the country, we get them at the studio for explain what in NDLA they do for control the menace in our society. Once again, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, from that introduction, and today we deal with Kush. For you as the Executive Director, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, how you can describe the issue at hand now?
Good morning again. Family, good morning. First of all, I want to tell President Bio thank you for appointing me as head of the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency. I'm grateful for that appointment. He appointed me because he believes I can do the job. And it's a job I've committed my life to. Now a job where I will do. The present situation with Kush na Sierra Leone. Of course, the NDLA, now we primarily, constitutionally, now the leading and focal agency of government for handle anything we get for do with drugs. Now we for provide leadership. Now we for coordinate all issues in terms of arrest, prosecution, they go to jail for the dealer and particularly the dealers then. Now we're responsible for that one day. But as I talk to you so now, in the last, I take over office on October 25th this year. And since that time, I not sit on our office. Me and my staff them within the streets of Freetown every day. The current situation with Kush, me want let this country know and everybody know. If we not come together as a nation and combat Kush, like how don't use for combat other problems, issues that we in Ghana we collectively as a nation, I believe in the next 5-6 years, we are not going to have this generation.
Alright, now since we take over office, you don't even have different community them engage with young people then. So far, waiting them people here don't they tell you now the reason we make them they take this particular drug.
One of the major reasons that we all be young at one time. Now peer pressure. Peer pressure, they will tell you, say, well, na problem I get, now this issue make I go into that. That is why since I don't begin go on the streets and talk with them, the very first thing where they teach them or where they for know that they are responsible. Not to mama, not to papa. Most of these kids are 18 years old, so now 15, even 13 years old. They go up, but they're responsible. And they don't accept that responsibility there. All they are crying for is help. They need help.
Okay. Now, as you don't deal with them people there for over now months in different parts them, during your visits, how you can see them condition so far, the one them particularly where they take?
The condition terrible. Very, very terrible. We therefore speak the truth to the nation, to everybody, let them hear it. The way we Kush they devour and destroy them, PEKIN, it's terrible. As I talk to you right now, most of them now, they get so food them. Massive so food, massive penda. We know the well as long as they depart. As you begin to take that drug, I don't care how educated you feel you be, whose kind of strong will you get, it will knock you down. Because you begin to take the first sense where they lost, a sense of pride, sense of respect. Most of them, they don't depart this. So now it's 2 years now. So now it was 1 year. And when they depart them, they don't have my business. They don't have any other theory about them. If they don't take effort, even take this phone, they look as if they take this phone out, the high go left me. So it is very, very serious.
In name Andrew Jaya Kaikai, they lay the basis of the rampant of Kushina society where we come to Ram. Would they engage them as the authorities them really in charge for provide leadership for fight against drug in the country, waiting at the policies them would don't put in place and waiting at the modalities them. The program na Good Morning Salute they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM as we introduced earlier. We get Salon Police representative, we get head of police media, we now assistant commissioner of police Brahma Kamara inside the studio, and also we get assistant superintendent of police Aliu Mansare, deputy head of transnational organized crime unit. Well, inside the program, all the different type of drugs them then display. Then our Facebook Live, you will get a chance for see them when we come to ASP Ali Mansare. But quick when they come to head of police media, where they work with other authorities them as law enforcement body them for fight against Kush. Media one, how police would describe the issue of Kush na salon?
Well, I think I have to do that. It's a very serious one. We are making this. We all live for steps. We're not listening to one man for parents, and community, to state institutions and state institutions, we all collectively as a nation really need to come together and try to fight this menace, because the cow we always they put on the young one them now they would expect say at some point in time they hope the way they do so and they can't take it for them. But if them that human resource that particular set of people who are in that age bracket, they not do things that will be meaningful, then get themselves engaged in works way not they make. They not do anything where you will say this person will do something very glad for. Then at the end of the day, we could expect like the society like it will be a bleak one. So now that make they say we the Salon Police Force, we know we responsibilities. We always work with all the agencies, NDLEA, and in fact the TOKU, we talk about talking a multi-agency unit. The NDLEA, every other institution we get for do with drugs, we get for do with cast, everything, and they all form the TOKU. If you know the police, they for take the lead, but TOKU now every other institution they, and so we don't see this one. We get for first and taking that one, and use the powers that we get for make sure say we overcome them.
All right. Recently, the Salon Police they do different operations for different community them, and I don't make some arrest of some people them. So far, waiting on together from them different operations and they want to do concerning the Kush.
Okay. On the specifics, me board away I can't to talk on the specific, but the fact remains, we initially, let's be very frank, we started off by like going for people we will call say they are victims. You understand? Now they will see. Now they will see the smoke and all the rest of it, and then the law not allow that, so we go to arrest them. But we say, no, we have to move one step forward. I mean, if we are fighting crime, especially with the fed drug, they'll go for move one step forward. Let me look at the supply chain and see how we go after the big one, the way one with the manufacturer, whether locally, and the one the way the distributor, and the one the way actually they make big money from them. If the one they don't put on at the market, honestly, the man will consider for be the victim with the taker. You know, now we see and make you the buy. So we decide say we go for step up, and now we go after the big one them. You know, the big one them, and then the board and I will give some details, specific details of arrest made, operations that we will undertake, one that we don't send a court, and some of the successes that we will get around them.
Right. Now, some of them people are away, police may arrest first before we think say law go for the big one them. So far, then people are able to connect with the people with the manufacturer or with the company.
You know, the drug business naturally it gets a lot of secrecy around them. I have to be very honest. So much secrecy around them. I mean, so you get to be very, very covert. If you say no more, you only depend on overt policing, or overt way of doing your own thing. It's difficult. So now where we see say we get difficulty for even source information from that way to consider for be victims. Understand? And people are even in our community, so we have decided to go covert. Not all hide now. Not all hide and begin fend with self. So now so we able to take succeed. But like I say, the specific details about whether they all, what's their own hand. When me brother come up, you go for tell you they go see how serious the thing be.
We they come to talk away that the special unit for dealing with the issues then. But quick one media, police can arrest people they take Kush.
We're supposed to arrest them. But like I say, we're supposed to arrest them. But like I say, we now they consider they make now a two-track approach. Even after going, even though you go after people, like I say, we go after the big one now. The one they now would consider for being say where there are victims, and then they go smoke them. When we hold them, we go we are with the not to say like now for take them to Panama Road. Understand what that do that kind of rehabilitation, because like I say, we work with other agencies and they move out to them people and they way going for look at them, therefore rehabilitate them, for put them back to the state, for the way they go for contribute meaningfully to society.
Okay, continue for stay with you inside the program. Head of Police Media, Assistant Commissioner of Police, and also inside the program, as I introduced earlier, we get Assistant Superintendent of Police Aliyu Mansari, in the Deputy Head of the Transnational Organized Crime Unit. This unit now units where they establish a government of Saloon and then partner them established inside 2010 after the seizure and the landing of the cocaine plane na Lungi, and these units them form out for deal with drug and other issues them with Ambok society like trafficking and other one them. But today we will look at Toko them in relation to drug. Once again, good morning, ASP Aliyu Mansari, Deputy Head of Toko.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning.
I just don't give a brief background about Toko, but for somebody where they listen, go on for no Toko or where they get them from the very first time in detail.
Yeah, before I go to that details, let me first extend appreciation and thanks to the Inspector General of Police and the person of Mr. William Fayaselu for giving me the opportunity and the privilege to serve in the current capacity where they serve. I appreciate them so much. The trust and confidence when you impose in me. We have not ever neglected the organization and they continue for work in the interest of the organization, the interest of the country. And to be specific, Toko, as you don't start from the intro, it will start from October 2008 after the seizure of the Cessna cocaine plane. By then, the name where the authority in Nigeria, JDITF, Joint Drugs Interdiction Task Force, we been there in town. I don't do so. After that investigation, they therefore trigger a lot of things. The creation of the 2008 Act, the National Drug Law Control Act, and other laws that therefore emerge as a result of that seizure. So towards 2010, the JDITF therefore metamorphosed into another unit called, or a name called Transnational Organized Crime Unit, commonly called Toko. That now for enhanced interagency collaboration and cooperation. People go try for access, who that not the agency that will make up of Toko. You get the Sierra Leone Police, you get the ALSLAF, you get the Legal and Justice Department, you get the Immigration Department, the NDLEA itself, you get the Commissioner General of Revenue Authority, the head of Interpol, Sierra Leone Port Authority, Sierra Leone Airport Authority, the Pharmacy Board, and the National and the ONS itself. This is not the agency that will make up of Toko. So if you don't understand the arrangement proper, Toko now is police-led. But no meet us in a policeman and no more. The agency that I already explained, so we only collaborate and for work, for get success. So we get a management board led by the Director of Crime Services and the person of Commissioner Joseph Lai. Now the chairman for the Toko Management Board. Then we get the advisory board, where comprised of the Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Director General of Central Intelligence Agency, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Head of Transnational Organized Crime, the Director of Public Prosecution, the Chief Immigration Officer, the Director of Financial Intelligence Unit, the Commissioner Anti-Corruption Commission, the Executive Director of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Commissioner General National Revenue Authority, the Executive Director of Maritime Association, the Executive Director of National Mineral Agency, the General Manager of Sierra Leone Port Authority, the General Manager of Sierra Leone Airport Authority, the Registrar of Pharmacy Board Sierra Leone, the Chairman of the Management Team of Transnational Organized Crime Unit, the Chief of Staff of National Security, and others. So this is not the composition of Toko. So you get the advisory board, they get the management board, they get the operational aspect. When a day me and my boss, when now a travel will go out on another official engagement, when I'm in call when a day. So the operational engagement where they go on, all your office relocated to Toko. We get two units where they do. We get the SWAT unit, where the OSDs then we attached to it, where we call them SWAT, now the Special Weapon and Tactical Training Team. Then get additional training from the normal OSD where they see. They don't train in advance because the team that we do in Toko against sting operations, then terrorists and all that thing, and they need additional training. That units they get a general investigation. We're supported by all agencies they know. As we speak now, the NDLEA they play a vital role for support in the investigation arrest and others.
When you look at this unit, how we call them, a well sophisticated with national institutions them and also experts them. But somebody go ask, what's in this institution don't they do for fight against the issue they talk where they at hand now when a drug, the circulation, importation and intake in the country?
We don't do boku thing. Among the rest we first do first now for break the supply chain. Because we realize say them drugs there, not to salon and the manufacturers them. Now other countries they bring the precursors them come. So what we do at the agencies them do, the authority, let me put it this way, then try for put controls. Because when they get them, then they bring them kind of the country through the airports, the seaport and the land crossing points them, meaning the Liberia and the Guinea border. But since then, action the whole authority don't take. For now, the supply chain we don't reduce the supply chain. And I will say we don't stop them. We don't drastically reduce. So because of the reduction of the supply chain, what's going to happen now, the local level they inside now, where we not used to this trading, then try for reduce another mechanism for use locally made precursor the go talk as the program go for how they manufacture, then here we don't come become deadly for borders them and see the way they take them.
Alright, as you mentioned, say the supply chain don't reduce from other parts in the country where they can but on people and the way they make it locally. As somebody we don't they doing where institution don't they doing best for reduce the way how people they take push in the country. So far, waiting then local manufacturer they put together we can make them call this particular drug Kush.
Okay, Kush is a combination of we call it synthetic cannabinol. Now a composition of several things that we can outline. The one major component when this for make Kush are the marshmallow leaves. You get the marshmallow leaves, so some people use them for make tea, some people like use them for other purposes. Then you get this marshmallow leaves in there. Then you get the precursor chemicals like the acetone, where there's a substance where you can see women can use and the one the way they make the nails, the one the way they fix nails, pedicure, the one the way they do them, then they can use the acetone for do that. But because of then people they had all the supply chain non cut off, now then they use this acetone, then they use fentanyl, then they use methanol, and they use ethanol and other chemicals them where it's difficult for you understand how they come to that conclusion they for apply them here. So the marshmallow leaf itself is there. If you use the marshmallow leaf, you take the acetone, you add them to the marshmallow leaves, then you take the fentanyl, then you take the ethanol or the methanol, then you don't give you Kush, you don't give the synthetic Kush. But now then, because of the alcohol, so they're all deadly. Because they manufacture in common and they use them for their own manufacturing purposes. Not to follow more semantic and for inhale them. So the people in our way they get this because block the supply chain. They want me to come overseas when they refine one not getting danger chemicals them here because they don't block that supply chain. The locals they now decide for on their own for begin use acetone and the other chemicals that I don't call. As you mix them so they allow them for let it dry. They don't give Kush.
Alright, so how to people say that they mix them with diamond?
Oh well, we don't get to that. Now that people can tell me, but the one they all don't test from a laboratory analysis, we never see any trace or traces of human bones in them chemical and then substance they will arrest.
Okay.
Now why people are the same, but the arrest we don't conduct so far. As soon as they see what we get on the table, only forensics analysts don't do the analysis them. They don't pick the components that we inside. We never see anything we resemble. Not a man bone.
We can look at then drugs as we see more than 10 types now the table. You can explain to listeners and viewers them waiting at them and how did they produce them, if not locally or if not imported one, then they come with them in the country. In them na ASP Ali Mansari, in the Deputy Head of Transnational Organized Crime Unit. In the edition of the program Good Morning Salon, we look at the impact of Kush on society.
As way for every government to raise awareness about the bad effect of Kush and also make young people and tap for TAKAM, make the wisdom-based organization they engage young people in our Kupa community for talk about the bad effect of Kush. We make the founder of Biggie Charity Foundation, Ibrahim CCC, a Kush business for done at the country government for give support to private organization them as way for raise awareness to different people and different partners. Ademi Jackson gets more in. This
BN10, we don't see high number of drugs there. we don't come in the country. And among the one day where people don't describe as killer drug, we don't call Kush. Since this drug come in the country, plenty young people who don't take harm, don't they affect them serious one. For sake of this big government and their partner them, don't they work stronger one, or help tap the kind way how people don't they take these drugs as part of their own support and the fight against this drug. Make the wisdom-based organization don't go get one engagement with young people on the effect of Kush. Ibrahim Sorikano, now the Secretary General for the wisdom-based organization, start to talk about the reason why they set up this organization and why they hold this engagement for young people then.
And I remember them, we cast one for this program, it will come out successful. Although today we start them. For over 2 to 3 years, we are on it. We will accomplish this kind of mission in various aspects, like educational, the sports, and other areas again. So we sit and think toward this issue concerning this drug again, and also youth empowerment.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, now the body will get the mandate or tap the intake of illegal drug in the country. Honorable Sabeki, now workman at the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, say based on reports we then get that the agency shows say over 60% of the population of the country don't use to Kush.
If we go into statistics of the current age, we don't addict to Kush or other drugs with forbidden, it's about 67.21%. If 67.21%, be it youths and aging people, don't become addicted to drugs like this, tell me, we get any future again? We get any person where we go bluff with tomorrow or say, this na a potential leader, another problem. And one thing we need to know, if we say we can't know about the role or the responsibility of government, first of all, we as individuals, we are, you therefore consider yourself as a government, because now you self make up of government. And for let me get some of these responsibilities there or the role, we get one thing in life, we will not get that. Part of it as human, existing human. But everything we do, we know they succeed. And that's now what we call acceptance.
Honorable Sabeki say, government the work now for CC, the open one rehabilitation center, we go there for look after people where they suffer from Kush. Ibrahim Sise, where plenty people can call Biggie, and the founder for the Biggie Charity Foundation say, the way and manner how young people they take Kush to the country, that's serious concern. We make it say, people for come together and help government or fight against Kush, so that young people will live better life.
Watch around the country, the community, different areas, and we know say Kush don't become a pandemic in Salone in general. Both the young people, the old people, the middle-aged people, everybody so far. About 61% of the population in Salone they take Kush and other drug, tablets and other drug in general. Well, first and foremost, I believe say we all need to come together and help government, because if we say they let the fight the government and not feel say we will arrive anywhere.
They continue say government for give support to different body them, so that they will able for identify the one them when they come with Kush na the country, and say as part of EU support for CC the wisdom-based organization do the 100-man march campaign, make it give 15 million old youths. With this now for CC, they're able for carry on with the awareness campaign.
You know, like first and foremost, governments need for help we and different organizations that we are against drugs or put a stop to the importer and the one that we cow the Kush, especially inside the country. Because if you able to stop the supplier, then you will stop the clients or make you go and go buy the drug and take them. So I believe the governments for working with the police with all security sector for make we able target and put a stop to this drug, especially this Kush drug. Well, just like what I say, we all need for help government. We don't go wait to see government can give money. We don't go wait to see government say okay, you do this for try for stop the insensitize people about Kush. So I thought I'm fit say if I portray me foundation and we save all the joint hand for fetch this Kush and this drug issue. I believe say that me only little and small way than they personally when we go able to help the organization and any other organization I fit say are able to send an helping hand to for try for stop this Kush here. By the way, when they go use money for sensitize people they take, I made them know the effect and the damage Kush will cause inside their life.
Ibrahim Sise end up calling on young people, but tap or take Kush, as he say, Kush na one part the bad drug them, but they destroy their future for the society, for the democracy. Adeyemi Jackson, the report.
The program na Good Morning Salon, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You just listen to story where we reporter Adeyemi Jackson do we get for do with Kush. And remember, say today inside the program Radio Democracy, they look at the bad effect of Kush on young people in the country. And for Kaipu for discuss more about this issue, we get the Executive Director for the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, Abuja Kaikai. Now, Mr. Kaikai, recently we understand say Unamimbe 12 people we die of Kush. You go confirm that for whether not true or not.
That is absolutely correct. You get Connaught mortuary where they work with Sine. Of course, Sine, I don't work with Sine over the years from where the immigration are always the help and like them when they die in the street, the disables them. I always they provide money to them for bury them, at least give them a bit befit a funeral. Then 12 that they will bury so. Now the one that we Sine, the Connaught mortuary, where they go and pick them at street. Then 12 then they on that Saturday morning when we go to Connaught. If you see them picking them, if you see how them body don't well, because even the mortuary they don't get enough space there, so they were not even in freezers. They're all terrible thing. To an extent, when we go mortuary, all the people that were around me, I had to force them for let them go inside the mortuary. Let them see them daily body there with them pack on top each other with the smell. I did that for one purpose. And I think say that really something I not touch with it as a nation. I did that for simply all the one there around me. Let them go see them daily body there. Let them see the impact of what they happen. Because I wanted it to touch their soul. Because until it touch your soul, then you don't really know what you they deal with. Them 12 people there, nobody will take ownership of them.
Because that's just what I said.
Nobody will take ownership of them because they don't get mortuary for a long time. Because how did they pick them up? They pack them in a mortuary. Then they try to reach out for people who identify them. But most of them cannot be identified. And here is why. Some man they will be there kono. A kobo kono say they can't free up for can fame better life or greener pastures. Where she come with trouble with them, they don't go Push. They not in a house again. Nobody knows that. But I want really loud to turn our attention really to the NDLEA as an agency. The NDLEA now with responsibility for provide leadership in coordinating all issues related to drug control, eradicating drug abuse, and the primary cause of drug abuse, illicit drug supply, and drug-related crime. Now we are the focal point and the lead agency in everything we concern drugs. That agency was established in 2003. It only in operation since 2003. But with all the works of the one that with predecessors them, the agency had laid dormant. As soon as they see police and Toku, the agency now, because we don't get what you need, when they, by 2008 with the National Drug Control Law Act, then Toku come in. Toku has been a viable partner, even though now we already there. Because Toku, like the NDLA, we use Toku for the operational wing in terms of the way, as I already told you just now, arrest, all of those things. Because the agency not get police powers. Right? But then in 2021, Parliament passed an act we don't give the agency full police powers now. We mean the agency can recruit you, guard them, train them on drugs, train them on everything. With the police and collaboration, we all work together. Now, this now the document this. This now the document is where the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency, in collaboration with other line ministries, the government agencies, them, everybody come together with the help of ECOWAS for put this document together. The head of the chairman of the advisory council, former AIG Mori Lengo, and my former boss, my predecessor, retired Major Sheku Kabo, and the advisory council, they put this document together with the help of ECOWAS, everybody involved. This document, strategic master plan to address substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in Sierra Leone from 2023 to 2028. Then everything from A to Z will get for do with how you handle drugs in the inside.
Now, you talk about una power, we should say una don't get more power, and also you talk about una role in a society for fight against the menace of drugs, very big. But somebody that listen to you go like for ask if una get the capacity at all for fight against drug in terms of human resource and other mobility. I mean capacity as a whole. Una get them as NDLEA.
As of now, I will tell you say no. Plain and simple. You know the mixed word. I don't mix by Boku Ben.
So which means the fight against drug challenging from Muna you end.
The challenge, but again I go back to Toku. Because the agency, the entire National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency in this country has only 14 staff. 14. As I talk to una, so bicycles have no day right now. That's the truth. And I know they talk this for castigate anybody or blame government. We know things are hard. We know things are very difficult. With everything that is happening around the world, government is squeezed. We understand that. But they tell now how the agency be done there and how it is now. Zero everything. We'll not get bicycle safe. We'll not get motorbike. We'll not get motorcar. Since we are not take over on October 25th of this year, all the way to this year they do not treat the million resources have they use. Journalists, them, motorcar, them, everybody, the million resources are they use because the agency not get them. Now all they talk about Toku just now, Toku and the police, they have done a phenomenal job. That day you get for giving that because they themselves they suffer from their own lack of other things there. But they are more equipped as departments and agencies. Somebody
would like to ask if government committed at all in the fight against drug, if the agency will establish for oversee the fight against the entire investigate get only 14 staff across the country and not even get bicycle.
Here's what I can tell you. By the appointment of Andrew Jaya Kaikai to head Drug and Law Enforcement Agency, that tells me that government is committed and government want to end this menace. Because the president where I know, the only reason why he send me go NDLA, pull me immigration, go yonder, is because he knows and believes that I can do this job. And I'm not a lie powder. I've been in the Sierra Leone army during the war. They broke me food during the war. I left, I go to America, practice law in America for over a decade. They don't come back home. Me now, SLPP grassroots politician. There's no doubt about that. But I tell you now, all my life, I have never been passionate and dedicated about a job like how I am now about this one. Because this one, I know they say we play with them, but we therefore come together collectively as a nation, government, all institutions, and let we address, we don't talk about drugs, but the one now where they damage we, where they kill this society, now Kush, let that be the focus for now on this program. Now Kush they kill them, pick them. If I'm very passionate about that. Since I don't come, I don't go bombing. I don't go bombing at Kintom. I don't go bombing at Upgon. I don't go to all the other areas there. One of the things like this Friday, I be done Kinjime. If you now look at Kush, the thing where they hit me past all. When you look at the Kinjime, Tego Bome, Tego Falcon Bridge, Sopit, all of those areas, everybody listening to me can agree that those are the most deprived in the society. Within Freetown and over Freetown. So that they all did that. They were already deprived, they are destitute, they are suffering, they are hungry. Yes, we can blame and say government effect for poor Nade, but now they go back. That is true. But right now, what they tell now, this Kush now they destroy past everybody within Freetown and its environment. So when you look at a society If you look at them people there, they are destitute, they are already suffering. If you go down King Jimmy, the PEKIN where they born at the area they dey. Now they bring hope to society. You dey expect say the person where they King Jimmy, where they file complete, where they through that suffering, that then young PEKIN where they born. Out of them PEKIN will come presidents, doctors, lawyers, police officers, even Toku deputy or mere position now. Now therefore, now then society they raise for reach their position they. And when they attain that, they can go back now into those communities and begin to revive those communities as means of contribution. But if that destitute community, the hope where they already get, if that hope is being wiped away by Kush, then we get a serious problem. So we must come together as a nation and work on this.
Continue further with me inside the program in name na Andrew Kaikai in the Executive Director for the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency as they are for talk about the issue of Kush and save some of the things that they don't do as way for reduce the way how young people they take Kush in the country. I call over now to you, ACP Brema Kamara, Head of Police, Head of Media and the Salon Police. Now, Mr. Brema, what's the problem there from the Salon Police angle? We make on a defendant difficult, you know, for all people we they bring our own manufacturer and
well, the problem go plenty, but one among them all will therefore be the failure of people for pass on information to the police. And you always tell people, say police not a magician. You understand? We all live in the community, but we will look at your strength. We not good for cover the entire country. For say one policeman, one civilian, one policeman, one civilian, we get a population of 7.2 million thereabout, and then we get police where they around 15,000. So we need the people we live in the communities, we know what they happen, where they see what they happen, instead of them collude with people, for pass those information to the police. And make I tell you, say for fake drug, a difficult one, because you tend to be overt. Openly they come for comforter. Sometimes they succeed, and so we then no one follow succeed. So we now self-decide say we all will be civilian. They will all self they will covert and for make sure say we own people away. We call them operatives. We then self go for the airport. So now that one, let everybody cooperate. Everybody come together. Give me the information. We get the powers. The NDLA say get the powers. Understand? Give me the information and then and see what we go do. Now that's one. Now that kind of thing. We want to let people do.
Alright. Quick one, Brima, before we go to Toko. This one say this is now Floxy Flox, our Facebook page. They say I disagree with the officer saying it is secret in the trade. People sell Kush openly everywhere, even near police stations, and there is talk about well-known big people in the country in the business. First thing first, to fight the drug and any drugs, the authorities have to be honest and have a strong laws against drugs traders and build a good programs to help win addicts of the drugs.
The person said the message, maybe they speak from one angle. You see, make specific reference the one the way they sell them, maybe they see them around. I mean, this you talk about supply chain. Now it's on supply chain. If that person they now and the second to last person, that what we see now the seller and the second to last person, the next person now the consumer, and then the last person at the chain. Understand? We are talking about a whole chain here. The one the way the manufacturer, understand? The one who the smuggle and come in, all the one in this. Not that this can make reference to. But the one the way we see around massive arrest they don't make. You go to court, Choku will tell you the one the way we don't do sting operations. Go quietly, McKinney, we can free trial and all the places them. They arrest them and we continue to arrest them. Maybe what we will continue for do now, where people know they know, we will continue for engage the airwaves. For let people they know the one that will take to court so that they will say we they make series and series and series of arrests as the case may be. So we are arresting people, but the fact of the matter is the one the way really involved in the one the way they start the chain, when they get the money, the one then they then get the kind of network. That make another network we say defend way for breaker by making sure say if you don't go civilian mufti, we all go the same way for that we make sure say we for penetrate and get that kind of information. Right. But help we with what you get when you know say this person at this place you number you don't go number that kind of person they now one person we go own a number now no more matter they court because by law when matter they court, they speak very little of her, especially going to the merit of her way and why them you come for contempt of court. But like that issue now member issue. Now somebody we don't in a society, we don't live a big life. We hardly know whether so until we safe go underground, the future say we take up down. Go na McKinney, now the same thing. You go live in a hotel, you live fine life. Now until we get information, we know say this person this thing they do. So now that way they say, give me the information. Understand? You just give me the information. The way they do the rest, that's our job.
Alright, quick one, ASP, ACP. Even though
this ASP or ACP, they look really about now the distance long small.
Even though the police they do them best for fight against Kush in the country, but again, allegation we don't go around that most of the officers them we can go for go with the government then can catch some of the people that they sell and then can take go get other person for sell and I don't get any concern around what you just mentioned.
Allegations are always going to be out there. That one they know they don't. You understand? But one thing we're very clear. The IGP we get, we all know. We make them very clear and zero tolerance. Even when we get passing out the 11th of November, recruit will not come we not sit on find safe in the police job. You tell them pointedly a zero tolerance policy we get for drugs. Understand? So now make anybody where we say within the police force, we will feature say one either involved by drug abuse, you involved by intake or you sell them as you involve, we will all you. You understand? We dismiss you and not only dismiss you, they send you go to court. If you go to court now, they will tell you to get up to about 7 or 8 or 9 people in the way. We don't send go to court. So no compromise. But like I say, allegations will always be there. But those allegations, when we prove them, say that true, the one that we involved, we take the right steps in the right action.
Dawda Jal on our Facebook page, they say even the police take Kush. How can they fight it?
Well, I think it's more or less the same thing. Me don't know how to take Kush. I know plenty people who know to take Kush. The one way they take them, we aim for kiss you, they suffer the consequence.
Okay. Continue for stay with me inside the program. Assistant Commissioner of Police are very careful not for calling ASP. Account to ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police, Aliyu Masari, Deputy Head of Transnational Organized Crime Unit, Soko. Before we can look at the different drugs them, how they produce them, now we look at the one them at the table for we viewers them and listeners them, waiting at the different type of drugs are and waiting then they bought.
Well, what we see at table also, we display Kush, cannabis sativa, commonly called jamba, tramadol, and ecstasy. And then for
taking A for
our ecstasy. No, easy. Now, this is Kush. This is 1 ounce. The market value for this is 5 million units. But this is not the blue line where they wrap. The wraps them this from this one we buy. The wrap this one we see so inside 5,000 units for one. So then they sell them 5,000 units for one. Then this and they call them 5G. Una the ecstasy. So you get different colors. This one 50 millions or 50,000 old units. And then they see so different colors for
one single.
For one tablet. This they take and put inside drinks, or you charm them anywhere you want to take them, for as long as you enter inside the system. So this now it gets in use. Then they call them 5G because it's expensive. You may go for a more. They call them gladi, or come local. They use local name and give them 5G. Because it's expensive, one at 50,000. Nobody know the people and then nobody go for them. And this is the tramadol. What then they locally call TM or short they can call them TM. You get the account 4 brand. You get the Roden. You get the Tapentadol. You get the Tamon X. You get the Royal. Now the danger part of this.
They all get different function.
Yeah, all get different function and the potency them different. But the pharmacy board, Sierra Leone, they tell we say nobody has the law for this country, not for imports, tramadol above 100 milligram. What see they see as one at 225 milligram. Now they see right here 225. Huh? So what's in the law say? Nobody not for imports, tramadol, the milligram not for past 100 milligram. So then dealers or the scopulous Sierra Leoneans they now, when they import this, we don't test them both the forensic police laboratory and the pharmacy laboratory, we come out with a conclusion that the 2250 with the C right on the packet, the tablet itself with inside, we then check them. Some contain 700, some contain 500 milligram. So in other words, what's the C right now the packet, na deception. The content with inside are 500 and 700. So just imagine, doctors they advise you not for take below 50. Then you go take one on a 500. Some they take two when a 1,000. Now you don't take so many system. So the internal organs automatically go down. The minute to doctor, but the doctors then go explain the implication of that. So now, why people they trade into this? Then see the trade say very lucrative. Again, honestly, if we can for monetize them, this is about 5 million for 1 ounce. But if you wrap them, what they call bull, because the street language and it's a bull. Where bull I sell, they come out 11 million. So less than 2 days, you don't get 6 million profit. So if you buy this sort of what they call this, then I call it packets, this dispensary bag, which is so. This one 150,000 or 150 million or olions, 150,000 olions. This when you this way by 150, if you bull them into this, it will come out 300. So in other words, now it's a profit. Now I make it a CC. The people in the country now don't see I'm saying the Kush trading is very, very lucrative. So everybody want going to them.
These are different drugs then we not to add in the manufacturers that we get for look the one within the make na salon. But somebody go like for ask how then drug ya enter na this na salon where we get Toko, we get NDLEA, we get police, and we also get a standards bureau for check the quality of them products. As you see, that packet they show 50 more than 500 days inside.
Now these are people, these are smugglers. All I want to do is so we intercept them, the seaport here, port and the land crossing point. You know, we're not going to do all. We're not going to do the all side. And take into consideration the porous of our borders. Then see how they bring them from neighboring countries. Then we're not going to tell them any pharmaceutical industry where they make medicine in this country. So any way you see, they import and they import. But then they beat the system down. Some they import Panadol or the required medicine they will need. But inside the container and they stuff them. They say they go pin Panadol before behind, then put Tramadol. As a major case you see, December last year, Obonda 2 container loaded with Tramadol. They see the face of the container, then pack Panadol, paracetamol. Then behind, that's also Tramadol behind. So now that's difficult. The officials are at the crossing point and they try. But the smuggler always they try to beat the system.
Alright, so almost people at present don't arrest.
We don't arrest plenty people, but the one them now we as recent, we get 10 committal now.
The manufacturer, I mean.
Now they say we don't arrest, we get 10 major one now. The one when Abdul Kamar, aka when they call Bigitel, we arrest a Mamba Rich. The other one Fatmata Bangura and by Bangura where they got rich. Then the recent one we arrest Mada Jonathan Brown, Olam Namakeni with huge quantity of Kush, acetone, then precursor chemicals, and even the gas masks. Because they see and say in a manufacturer, because you get all the equipment. You get gloves, you get the gas masks, where they use for mix everything. But we get 3 Nigerians that will arrest na Berlin Street. Then when they are then get clandestine laboratory. For the first time that we will arrest the machine we use for make the medicine them here. 3 Nigerians from Berlin Street. The other one make 4. When I Zuna Pizza Odugo, they out, we don't make arrest warrant for them. But then one day I don't call for it, so Mada Jonathan Brown, Emmanuel Ifeanyi, Richard Godwin, Oyidu Ifeanyi. This is the only appear court this morning as I speak, and they appear magistrate court for the start the legal process.
Alright, allegation again, now that some government people and get hand on them particular drugs there, where they can the country or the one the way the manufacturer during an investigation or when they go get in different parts then. When I don't get any information relating to some government official them, we get an on the drugs there.
No, now people want the government bad name. I not see any serious government official go involve himself into this trade. People just like for look certain people then because of political goal, other one score, and they try for select minister who boss there, Mr. Kaikai. Maybe I want mine, I go like say Mr. Kaikai they trade into Kush, but we never get that evidence there. For say government officials them no. By law and by how the arrangements they and then the support we follow we eradicate these things.
Now I asked the NDLEA chief, Andrew Jai Kaikai, about the capacity if they get them at all. You say una at the crossing points them una get the equipment, the technique for intercept then where they come now the country, whether border crossing, land, air, and sea.
Now talk spread all over the country. For example, we get deployment at the airports, we get na Balamuya, we get na Jendeme, we get na Wataki. So, but with all them things I want to explain, I say the trafficker, na person in a lucrative business, a trade. They're so sensitive. Then they look at the vulnerability where they exist and then crossing points and they make use of that. But they see, for shifting the effectiveness of a personnel, you see the arrest what they do. Recently again at the airport, we arrest 24 kilograms of amphetamine where they want shipped from Sierra Leone for go Philippines. We arrest them at the airport. This same year again, we arrest a Nigerian who come out, John Iru. He come out South America from Brazil. He count 20 liquid cocaine at Sierra Leone. We intercept again at the airport.
Is it that they use here as transit points, or now then they distribute the drugs within the imports?
Well, if I be honest, then drugs where they fed for bring come now because we know that the markets now for example, that liquid cocaine where they come. Cocaine and they sell and this rap is like this so. We don't investigation we don't conduct so far. Now 150,000 volumes or 150 millions. So not all man they go afford them. But once we gather from the investigation, most people in the fed for bring them here and then try for transit and then the neighboring country to their final destination.
Okay, continue for stay with me inside the program. The program now Good Morning Saloon. They come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. If you listen to Assistant Superintendent of Police Aliyu Mansare, Deputy Head of Transnational Organized Crime Units, Toko, or we come to Ram, where they look at the, some of the issues them where they do now for tap the importation of drug in the country.
Still, we try to forget the medical person. We in Mohammed S. Bawego can tell you the implication of Kush. Good morning, welcome to Radio Democracy. Mohammed.
Good everybody, good morning dear, good morning listeners, good morning to also Radio Democracy 1921. And we want to thank you for the good work I do for the Youth Monday.
What we Kush the cause to somebody where they take him?
Well, first and foremost, we get to understand, say, the brain, the wire with a chemical we then call dopamine. We always in there, it trigger happiness. So like when you go, you take one Kush, you know, it affects your brain, it make you think they slow, it able to pass judgments, and some of them think they are the main important thing are the chemical they use for mixer, Mr. Usman. You go cry for no say that they use formalin, what they use for preserved diamond, and they take that tramadol, and then they take that arata poison, and they put some talks. So when the person take them, as you take one jack, it induce vomiting. So as long as the person vomits, they feel, I don't feel fine, I don't get the best Kush. And even the day before yesterday, you know, we get 2 people every day in a Upgon market. We get an organization where they go and talk to them people and then they get to. But it's not easy for them because Kush don't destroy a lot of the youth them. And then thinking faculty, they're not able to think fine again, they're not able to reason fine, they're not able to interact with family because they just filter out on the other side.
Right. Mohammed, one thing we see among people that they take Kush now that quick their foot don't swell, burst and begin pull water. What thing they cause that?
Well, the way you take the Kush, and as you always say, now the addiction don't too much by you, and the prolonged exposure to drugs, it alter the brain. So it don't alter the brain. So when you take now boku, you know they feel again, it damage your kidney. And when you damage the kidney, don't forget the kidney now in the shifter the water where they take. So when you take the water, the kidney they tell the water, say, okay, one you go to the body, the other go to the toilet, the other go this way. But as long as the kidney don't get problem, any water now we take, they go settle on your food, so you can see them food and the boss, you know, they know they get appetite for it, you know, and they suffer from anemia, that they get better blood, they get better sleep, and they become restless. So where that water they can contain at the body now, can at the food, you can see them food the boss, and then so and then now for men because the body don't become resistant to drugs, you know they will men they get pass and can die. And the problem
now, somebody where they listen to you, all this way they explain now the danger of drug. From the medical standpoint, why somebody know say this go danger but still go be attracted to them?
Well, always they say, now I just they explain you so why now the addiction, a one jack of Kush, it become addicted for over 6 months. So let me just say, if you get like 6 jack of Kush, it will become addicted for something like 3 years. But the problem now, we not get solution for them, but then that is for take them for good in our homes them, and they not get recreational side, or we do other things so that they will able to left them. The problem, addiction rate is very, very high in this country. So the only way to always they say, especially them small but the way they take them drug there, it affects them bad one, Mr. Osman.
Doc, again, when them people are they take Kush, as you mentioned, one jack, some man you go meet and they sleep. What's in the cause they sleep?
Well, it become euphoric. Yeah, like always, as I previously said, the brain get a system where they call dopamine. When you take one jack, it make you feel high. Then the next way they can take an out, they need more. So the more you increase, the more you increase for smoking, the more the addiction they increase. And when the addiction increase, you go need more. Now you see them about the pass napala, it is boxer, it is a back, because the addiction don't become very, very high. And if you start to take drug way young, that is from 18 or not just 17 years. Well, if you take up from 17 years, you take until 18 years, you don't become addicted. And the more young, the addiction they grow with the brain, it will be very, very difficult for the liver.
Alright, plenty. Thank you, Mohammed S. Bawi joining
program. As you just listen to medical person, we also get the executive director of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, we Andrew Jaya Kaikai, and also we get the head of police media, we Assistant Commissioner of Police Brahma Kama, and also Assistant Superintendent of Police Aliu Masari, Deputy Head of Transnational Organized Crime Unit. But I come to the Executive Director of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Andrew Jaya Kaikai. You don't get from the doctor the rate of addiction and how they will become addicted. Somebody they listen to you now go see, if they don't become addicted, one of the solutions in a rehabilitation center. What thing they do as authorities them for get rehabilitation centers across for keep them addicted so that they nobody continue for the take drug and incorporate new one them?
Thank you very much for that question. To answer that question, let me just go back to one side which I asked my brother Brahma Kamara about arrest of victims. First of all, to me, awareness since I don't come, even Pademba Road is my understanding that we get over 250 people a day with the arrest for Kush. That question that we ask about the arrest of Kush victims, if we say would they arrest the one with the smoke Kush, would they arrest nearly all the young men and young boys in this country? That is the fact. The greatest thing we Kush they do, as we are listening to the doctor, we are listening to we all now, the greatest destruction we Kush they bring now destruction of productivity. As I they talk now, we they talk about arrest. All over this country, Freetown alone. So side the way they go meet 50 people there. Then all the north, all over this Freetown, all over. No sign of the way Kush no enter. No sign of it. So when they talk about, come back to this master plan, where they ask how for deal with it. This master plan get everything for deal with drugs, but now specifically to Kush. The NDLA put this document together. This document, ECOWAS don't begin use this document for produce the same document for other countries then. When the Minister of Internal Affairs just go Zambia on a drug conference, this was his textbook. And he left copy then the other country now they try for further. Why are they emphasizing on this? What we need now in this country, now action. As far as me concerned, no more time for meetings, this, that. As the head of National Law Enforcement, I have been in the slums. I am there every day. This government we need for come together as a government. Number one, just like during the interview in Parliament, Honorable Machidima and the others they will interview me. They were going after government. The government for declare a national state of emergency on this. And here is why that is important. We dey play with this thing, but this thing don't enter every fabric of a society. To me, Kush, now just like we lost enter you hate, or we change enter house. We change enter house by the Mara, it don't go outside. Now the situation, now that make me as head of that agency, I don't see the problems there. If you talk to the police, if you talk to Toku, we are all working together as a team, as a group. Now, this national strategic master plan, where they talk about, we got 4 pillars there. But let's just come back to the way related
issue
to
of rehabilitation.
Issue of rehabilitation. Pillar 2 na drug demand reduction and social reintegration. Okay? That they involve under the objective against sensitization what they do now. Because now waiting more make as I take over and embark on massive sensitization, we need to call everybody in this society attention to this. Now they even go better, I tell people them pick out that they see so. Una look there as una yo pick the una born. Una begin see the as una yo pick the una born. We have a problem in this country. Now, no side nothing at this country, no village nothing at this country. Where they go? Where you know go meet 10, 15, 16 people that sit down, everybody they know.
We'll come to you back shortly for Can't Tell We. Working on a plan for set up the rehabilitation center, as you say, all the work away don't work out of your own pocket. Where somebody they listen go no say it's difficult or impossible for me to use your couple for sensitize the whole country. How government go come in for LP and which kind of support you need. In name na Andrew Jayakaka, in the Executive Director, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Continue, I don't send on text messages them, and also on Facebook and 0779819819. Before we look at them quickly, Usman, we come to Andrew Jayakaka, be making points for conclude on that we take text messages.
Yes, thank you very much. As I've been start for talk earlier, this is the strategic master plan developed by the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency. Inside this plan, we as the focal agency and lead agency, in collaborating with other agencies, line ministries, them everything for handle drug inside. Capacity, it talk about capacity building, drug demand reduction, talking about sensitization, talk about rehabilitation, all of those things, everything we need, and the budget there, it costed in dollars, in euros, everything.
Okay.
So we don't need no more meetings again. Let us go to the streets. Let's go into the holes, into the boroughs, then implement this. You see, what is happening right now? Let's just wrap up on this quick. Two-pronged approach. This thing na emergency situation if we not look at it.
Okay.
The way we would approach her now with the master plan and everything. Number one, as you talk just now, provide psychosocial counseling, treatment of substance abuse, rehabilitation centers then. After which for integrate them back into society and with the people then. All of these things, it is inside this master plan. The only thing the agency and partners need now funding.
Okay.
We need money, we need cash, we need everything. And this not just from government. We go to international donor partners there. But even to the average Sierra Leonean, UFE say you get help. Let we all come on board and save the next generation.
Okay, when I continue for stay with you, for don't come to ASP Ali Boy, get plenty questions then and then you go answer from the public. When I don't send on a text messages them on 077-981-981 and also our Facebook page. And the very first one where they take come up from Lydia Joanna. They say, well done, Chief Andrew Jayakaka, for your effort towards fighting drug. Indeed, you are a true legend for Mama Salou.
This other one from Dauda say ACP Brahma Kamara and the man from Toko. Also, Mr. Director, please check River First Bottom Mango Ilcourt Bridge, Lumley Capton, and other base slums areas.
This one say ASP Ali, please tell us about the local production of Kush in the country.
And this other one say police officers at crossing points or checkpoints with township and borderlands should be honest to the nation to bring all defaulters to law.
This one from Sir Emmanuel Kasidema on our Facebook page. They say, thank you, Radio Democracy, for this program. We should not just focus on curbing the supply of Kush. Government and partners should also endeavor to create rehabilitation centers where the current victims can be rehabilitated and brought back to normalcy. There may be victims who want to voluntarily break from this menace but do not know where to go for help.
This other one say, thanks very much, Mr. Kaikai, for your approach.
This one from Abubakar Rashid, now Facebook page. They say some of these products are brought in as agriculture and emblematic use, especially the formalin that is used for embalming. So governments, the Sierra Leone police has a duty of care to have control over these chemicals.
And this other one from Macten, New England, will say drugs dealers should be given life sentence in order to combat Kush and other harmful drugs in the country. It's high time we say no to Kush.
This one is say, please Toko, tell us the different type of Kush in the country and their impacts and their reactions.
And this other one from Joseph say, I believe that if all the support needed is given to you, Sierra Leone will win the fight against Kush.
This now from Aruna Rashid Sise, our Facebook page. They say Kush is not a new phenomenon in Sierra Leone, and if we as a nation is really serious in thwarting this menace, we need to be sincere with ourselves. Firstly, when Kush was introduced, it was produced overseas. Folks see this as a means to make quick cash because of the alarming cost of living, increment in prices of goods and services, and employment because of aforementioned. Many folks are taking all sorts of rubbish to produce the Kush in order to get money from little cents.
Alright, the last one for me, Mr. Kama, will start off with you. Somebody say if you have any free line way, then go call if they see somebody will manufacture this particular drug.
Yes, we get 900 on AfriCell. If you call them, not toll free, talk to them and they will do the needful. 900 AfriCell.
So going forward, waiting next for the Southern Police for handle the issue of Kush.
We will continue for partner with partners equally, so collaborate with other institutions, and we will continue for call on every member of the public, whether whoever offends, even from the parents, for them all come on board so that we all will fight the menace, not a one-man fight. Don't also because the police get power or the NDLA get power. You yourself get your own power, and your own power for add your voice to it happen and make sure they provide the required information we need for them to be able to succeed with it.
Media, before you go quick, I do have studying here and say I was in Freetown and I went to the police OSD Kiama Road to provide logistics for them to ride a big ghetto in Tengbetan, Baghdad. They openly said to me they can do it, they have to talk to their bosses.
Well, I was not there, and he also possibly say they say the truth or not they say the truth, so but to go cross-check that information.
Okay, we come to ASP Ali Uman. So they get plenty of questions, then we can respond to them quickly as we not get better time at the program again.
Yes, one of the questions they tell us about the local production of Kush in Salone. Locally, because we don't restrict the supply chain, the precursor they come out now, we don't block some of them now. So locally now, what they do? The marshmallow leaf were available. They just go try forget formalin, mix out acetone. Like how the doctor been they say, mix out the alata poison, shell tox. At the end of the day, they give you Kush. So the major thing we get for try follow we eradicate. And this marshmallow leaves. Now don't discover so now the major ingredient. Without marshmallow, there's no Kush.
Now who's leaf daddy?
Well, I leaf people and they use them for green tea. You know restricted, you know prohibited for bring and come to the country. So because we don't get this kind menace we don't get in our country, so we therefore recommend to authorities that the marshmallow leaves, if we ban them, say nobody know for bring and come, I assure you within the next 3 months or 6 months, you know we'll see Kush again at all. Now the major thing, without that leaf, you say you go put acetone, you know put on water. But if you get this marshmallow leaves, where they are available, you say get some chemicals, then they get a combination of that.
What is the original function of this leaf?
Well, the original function of this leaf, I say get boku use. But mostly widely used are the people that take them for make tea and say about tea. So let them get for IP themselves. So the type of Kush, we get 2 types of Kush now in a salon. We get, according to the investigation we don't get, and from the analyst report, we get the Jagaban commonly called Jagaban. They will get the TM, the Tramadol. The Jagaban Kush, now you see them can take where they see them they go down tail, like see them for them, they jackwack. Like you get a shock absorber. The Jagaban Kush, and effects around it. The other one, when at the TM, when they make them become very active. You give them for a turn one trips and time for bail, then go bail in less than 1 hour. They give them more hyping. But the TM not there now. Because they don't block the supply chain, this time they important. So now we see they do now, then Tramadol level show you so. Now you know they buy, then green them. Then they use them apply and the marshmallow leaves, then get acetone. So it won't become another Tramadol Kush. So when you take now, just imagine this now 500 or 700 milligram, but you put some on the marshmallow leaves, you give the acetone, you don't give you other combination.
Kush, it possible a Kush stop na salon at all from Togo standpoint?
Yes, it possible a Kush stop.
What are the steps then?
Well, the first step, as I tell you, these marshmallow leaves, when are the major thing we use, major components or ingredients to manufacture Kush or for bandam. For importation, nobody
salon.
Nobody know for bringing. You know they're important, they're important. You know they make them. They're important from China and other countries then. Then because we get all the structures now in place, so cool this multi-agency approach we get, and the support we get from the all other side. If we ban them, then control chemicals them here. We talk to the pharmacy board. You know, we empower our officials and at the cost point them that let pharmacy board and step up. Because some of them chemicals them here, they get diversion. Some companies they bring and can rightfully we can use them for them coming work. But some unscrupulous workers then go, then check and go sell them on the streets, and they use them.
Thank you very much, and we come to NDLA boss. You don't get from police. You say it possible that it stop. I don't make mentions them we una for put in place. Una na the boss them for first drug na the country. Plus the text messages them you go respond quickly.
Me as head of NDLA, they make a commitment to the president to this country. I'm not afraid this job. Just like way Masari they talk from Toku, Kush na the most addictive drug we they out there now. When they talk to PEKIN and they tell you say Kush again juju or again underworld, it is the addictive nature that they describe. The only way for stop this menace we get for eradicator, because we will do they will do treatment, they will go through rehabilitation. Then where did they go back? If it's still available in the street. So me ready for dedicate my life, means the NDLA with partnership with everybody. Take for example, rehabilitation. We understand, we always know that you cannot do rehabilitation without involving the Ministry of Social Welfare. So there's not a problem of collaboration. We were there now we are the lead, Toku, the police, NDLA, we are fighting on the streets every day. We are willing to collaborate and work together with other agencies. It must not be a competition. It must not be a disjointed approach. It must be whole. And we ready me to go after the one they bring a camp, the dealers them, the manufacturers them, the left inside whole and me na lawyer, me na soldier, but now me na soldier for this moment.
Okay.
And go after them.
Okay, thank you very much for joining me inside the program. Executive Director, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and Rujai Kaikai for being with studio guest. From time to time, we get updates from you and get for the OST for updates we about the fight against Kush. Now this edition of the program Good Morning Saloon go left you for today. Plenty thank you to his studio guest them, Executive Director, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, and Rujaya Kaikai, and plenty thank you to Head of Police Media, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Brahma Kamara, and also Assistant Superintendent of Police, Aliyu Mansare, Deputy Head of Transnational Organized Crime Unit, we na Toku. Plenty thank you gentlemen for who join me inside today's edition of the program Good Morning Salon.
Please subscribe to my new YouTube channel Don CLIN and hit the notification bell to be notified for new videos.